Don't forget to subscribe for news and updates. This story were written by Tobias D., and it has not been published before. Hide and seek. I don't know when I realized it, or how I even became aware of it, but something was wrong, deeply wrong. And if I don't tell you this story, it might drive me insane. I'm not asking you to believe me. Frankly, I wouldn't expect anyone to. But if there's even one person out there who's felt something similar, maybe this story will give them a bit of peace. So here it goes. I've always been good at hide and seek. No, not just good, exceptional. Ever since I was a kid, I was always the one who was never found. I don't know if it was some natural talent, or if I just had an uncanny knack for finding the perfect spots. As I grew older, the game became less frequent, but the skill never left me. I carried it with me, a quiet point of pride, even if it was just a silly childhood game. It wasn't until I was 25 and back in my hometown for a family reunion that things started to get strange. We were all gathered in the old family farmhouse, a place steeped in history, and after a few too many drinks, someone suggested a game of hide and seek, just like the old days. Everyone laughed, but to my surprise, they agreed. It was all in good fun after all. A throwback to simpler times. As soon as the game began, something in me clicked. I was no longer just playing, I was in it. I knew I had to find the perfect hiding spot, one so good that no one would even think to look for me there. The farmhouse had always been full of nooks and crannies, places where shadows seemed to stretch unnaturally long, where the air felt just a bit too still. I slipped away from the others, moving silently through the darkened halls until I found the perfect spot. It was in a small, disused closet at the back of the house, one that I didn't even remember from my childhood. The second I stepped inside, the door closed behind me with a soft click. It was pitch black, but I didn't mind. I crouched down, my heart pounding with the thrill of the game, waiting to hear the footsteps of someone searching for me. But instead of footsteps, I heard something else. It was faint at first, barely audible, a soft rhythmic tapping like fingernails on wood. I held my breath, straining to listen. The tapping grew louder, more insistent, and with it came a strange sense of unease. My hiding spot, which had seemed so perfect a moment ago, now felt wrong. I tried to move to open the door, but my hand wouldn't reach the doorknob. It was as if the darkness was pressing in on me, holding me in place. The tapping stopped, and for a moment there was nothing but silence. Then, from somewhere deep within the shadows of the closet, I heard a whisper. "Found you." The words were so close they could have been whispered in my ear. I froze, my blood turning to ice. Someone or something was in the closet with me. I tried to scream, to run, but I couldn't move. I couldn't even breathe. The darkness was alive, swirling around me, suffocating me with its weight. And then, just as suddenly as it had started, it stopped. The door to the closet creaked open, and I tumbled out into the hallway, gasping for air. The others were there, laughing, not at all concerned that I had been missing for what felt like hours. I tried to tell them what happened, but the words stuck in my throat. How could I explain what I didn't understand myself? The rest of the night passed in a blur, and I left the farmhouse early the next morning. But the feeling never left me. It was as if something had followed me out of that closet. Something that was always just out of sight, lurking in the shadows, waiting. I've tried to ignore it, tried to convince myself it was just my imagination. But it's getting harder. The tapping sound is back, faint at first but growing louder every night. I can hear it now even as I write this. It's coming from inside my closet, just behind the door. I know if I open it I'll see nothing but darkness, but I'm too scared to look. I'm the best at hide and seek, but I'm not sure what I'm hiding from anymore. And I'm terrified that whatever it is, it's getting better at finding me.